one of the sort of major changes to come along with the True Patch is that shotguns are supposed to be sort of reworked and rebalanced and just in general better. And we got to see some of this on one of the live streams during the Trailblazer beta for it. The kill screen is very much improved, but we didn't do a lot of testing with like the ammo, and of course this is full release, so I kind of want to see just how it performs, because I can remember doing a video a long time ago where I was shooting blacktail with buckshot, and I think I was getting integrity, I'm not really sure. But somewhere along the line, shotgun integrity got completely busted, and for a long time, it's been basically useless. So that's the first thing I want to test. I want to see if I can get a blacktail with 12 gauge buckshot, and just kind of see how it does. If it gets integrity, if it gets quick kill, whatever else is there to test, and we'll go from there. I'd like to get a buck, and unfortunately the wind's bad, but these guys are just chilling up here. I don't know if they're like stuck or why they just stopped. But they don't seem to want to move, so we're gonna give it a shot. It's whitetail, but we'll see. Honestly, that's gonna be full quick kill. Now they're not the same class as blacktail, so I want to test them anyway, strictly for the integrity. But I'm quite confident this will give integrity because this 12 gauge buckshot's a class 2, so that should be fine. There's no class 2 weapon that can't take whitetail, so I don't see why buckshot would be any different. That looks like a decent little spread. So that says right lung 7 hits, and I don't know if like these two that seem to be in the flesh are counting as lung. Because I would think it would say, oh, it does say flesh right lung, I just can't read. So that's, if I'm counting right, that's 5 in the lung, and that brought him down plenty quick enough to get full quick kill. At 32 meters too, I would have thought maybe that's even a bit far. But that looks good. Now, the wind has shifted towards where all my blacktail bucks are, so I think we'll probably just go try somewhere else. Alright, so I'm really more interested in the integrity than the quick kill, so even if we mess this up, that'll be fine, but that's going to be even better than the whitetail. So you can definitely have class 2 weapons that aren't ethical on blacktail. I mean, the 270 is technically a class 2. So I want to see, first off, does this actually give integrity? And it does, so that's good to see. That's flesh, right lung, liver, so that explains why it was a little better. We got a little extra, well, yeah, 5 hits in the lung and 1 in the liver, so a little extra. So something else that's class 2 is the 20 gauge slugs. That would actually show, do it that way. So I want to see if they work, because, again, it could be in the same category as the 270, but we'll find out. We shouldn't actually have to worry too much about range, but doesn't look like it's going to be a problem anyhow. Yeah, let's just try that and see what happens. Alright. I may have got like a spinal cord or something in there, because I did have that weird angle going like down through. I'm curious though. Again, the integrity is the thing that I'm more interested in for this. And, okay, that's 40%. So that is, I want to say the same as the 270. I think the 270 slug, or the 270 rather, is 40%. But the 20 gauge slug, single lung, just obliterated the blacktail. In that case, I think we should see 20 gauge slugs on whitetail at some point. But since we're here, I want to test 20 gauge buckshot, because it's class 1. If we scroll down, weapon class 1 for the 20 gauge buckshot. I just want to see if it's going to get quick kill on the blacktail. I mean, it might. So, if this guy eventually will turn broadside, hopefully we can go ahead and give that a shot. Might actually turn back towards us here. Yeah. So just to see how it does, it looked like that was pretty well, like, into the lung. It's going to be close, but I think we're losing some. Okay, so that's interesting. 17 hits. I'm not going to count all those, but a good, I think 10, 11 maybe in the lung? Huh. I mean, there's not much of a practical use for 20 gauge buckshot on blacktail. Like, the 12 gauge buckshot's going to be a better option, but that was curious, and that's cool to see. I think if you're, like, really, really close then, it would probably work because you'd get enough of the buckshot actually concentrated in a lung. But I want to go see then how the 20 gauge slugs do on whitetail. So again, distance shouldn't really be a factor. Get that zeroed for... we'll do 100. Should be fine. Stay a little low. So to be honest, slugs have probably always been this way. Like, I've basically never used them. I guess they could have changed. But I'm also sure there's other people out here like me that basically never bother. Because, I mean, the buckshot was broken. Plus, there's just, you know, there's rifles out there that pretty much do the exact same thing but at better ranges. It is nice to have, though. Like, you know, that one shotgun that can cover, obviously, blacktail and whitetail or whatever you want to do with it. But clearly, 20 gauge slugs are just fine. That's a single lung shot and it wasn't even close to running out the timer for quick kill. Cool. So, I guess we should look at Birdshot. I'll see if I can find some ducks, see if I can hit a couple. Hit them twice just to see the kill screen thing. And then Buckshot's really the thing to sort of look at, so... I don't know, maybe we'll go to Virunga and shoot, like, Spring Buck with the 20 gauge Buckshot and see how that does. I think probably the best way to do this is get that zeroed for 50. I'm gonna... yeah, we'll leave the scope off. And then I'm just gonna run at them, because usually you can make up quite a lot of ground just while they're getting alert. Definitely got one. I can't even see what I'm shooting at. Would be nice to have a sky background, but really all I want is at least one, well actually at least 2 hits into this, just to see if that does anything. 3 hits. I guess that one's kind of like top of the wing. But I like this. I like this new harvest screen. I haven't even hardly talked about that. I've been looking at the integrity and everything the whole time. But I like this. You get to see kind of a lot better what happened. So I just realized Springbuck are classed exactly the same as Blacktail, so there's no real reason to use the 20 gauge buckshot. We'd be better off using 12 gauge again. But since I'm here, I am gonna throw, I think I can use 2 12 gauge slugs at this guy and just see what happens. So there's one. Both of those were probably decent hits. I think we'll get some quick kill, but I don't think it's gonna be full. I mean, 89% is not bad. It was lung vertebrae and then lung as well at 85 meters, so yeah, can't complain about that. I think probably the best thing to test that wouldn't be classed with Blacktail would be Red Fox. I don't know for sure, because if we look at the 12 gauge Birdshot, it's a class 0. I know that'll work for Red Fox, but again, 20 gauge Buckshot's a class 1, so that might work, it might not. We're gonna go find out. So I'm trying to think of this from the standpoint, like, are shotguns viable, and as far as, like, what I would actually bring in a loadout? As far as Hirschfelden goes, I think you'd want the 12 gauge, because the buckshot's going to be good for fallow deer and roe deer, and the 20 gauge slug on this map's not really helping you very much, unless you go for, like, I don't know, a hard shot on a red deer. But at that point, 12 gauge slug anyway. So, that's kind of far, which I think means I should use the 20 gauge. Purely because it's a higher weapon class. I'm not 100% sure that I hit that. Yeah, I did. It's dying. But the wind was bad and it was kind of coming back in a bad spot, so I think we gotta sort of test that one again. That's new. So instead of flesh wound, it says no organs hit now. I don't know if I like or dislike that. I guess it's more like self-explanatory to someone that's new, so in that sense it's good. So actually, you know what? That was still useful. Because we know 20 gauge buckshot's not going to get integrity anyway. Wow. How did I do that? I just managed to shoot exact... Look at that perfect, like, drawing around the lung. Wow. Alright. Well, like I said, doesn't really matter. No integrity from it. And like I said, you'd probably rather the 12 gauge Birdshot anyway. But I want to see, because again, things were sort of balanced and changed. So, again, really not ideal. I think he wants to get back more this way, but I don't know. Like, he's going to alert at 50. I don't think Birdshot's going to do enough. It might be about my only opportunity, though. I mean, without somewhere to get fully hidden, I think we'd just try it and see what happens. Look like a good number of pellets hit him, but he ain't even dropping. Yeah, I mean, you can see there's a bunch of no organs hit or flesh wounds here. And I bet he probably won't even make it, like, far into the field because they run so slow. But yeah, as far as effectiveness on Fox, I really don't see much of a benefit to using shotguns. Looked like he just flopped over there. So 9 hits. I mean, none made it to the vitals. And I'm sure if you could get, like, super close range, it would work fine. But it's definitely less than ideal. I mean, you're really just better off carrying a 223 or a 357. The 45 pistol works. I don't think using the Birdshot's really what you want to do. But we are then, since we're on Hirschfeld, and I think we'll go try to get like a fallow deer just to wrap this up. That's actually not a bad buck. Not a good angle either. Just kind of planning on shooting you, so thank you. Did I use the right ammo? I think I did. 12 gauge buckshot. Yeah. I don't really know what happened there. So, for some reason, it just didn't penetrate to the lung. Like, there's enough there. Had they reached the lung to do just fine? I have no idea. Like, is that a fallow deer thing? Whitetail are technically bigger, even though they max at the same weight. You know, whitetail are a higher weapon class. That is odd. Would have been a nice little gold anyway. They're easy to add up now. If you have 0 quick kill, it's just plus 250, so it would have been 863. I'm glad I saw that. So at least there's you know, a little more testing to be done. But my overall opinion is I kind of like shotguns. I thought they did pretty good. You know, there's definitely a range thing there, and that's kind of the same reason I don't use bows. I don't like to sit there and take forever to call stuff in. But, you know, if I'm going to do it, I thought the shotguns were pretty cool. So maybe we'll use them some more. Probably not a lot, but we'll see. Anyway, hopefully that was helpful to some of you guys that maybe wanted to check them out and haven't yet. And, yeah, it was good to see. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.